Welcome to Studio 3D. Hi there, this is Joni Sternbach, and I am taking you on a studio tour of my amazing studio in Brooklyn, New York. So, like all good New York spaces, you always begin with, so you walk through the front door. To the right we have a bathroom. To the left we have a storage area. Lots of storage, lots of prints. Water cooler, and yes, a bunch of things came back from exhibitions. So there's some crates, there's some wrapped photographs that I have yet to unpack. And this is the little kitchen area, and as you can see, this place is a mess. I have some inspirational images on top of my sink, and the piece de resistance, copy photograph by Walker Evans, that that's emblematic of, I guess, every studio, at least one that makes portraits. Welcome to my darkroom. So this was a wet plate darkroom before it was a black and white printing darkroom. So originally I just had a shelf here, and I would put my silver tank there, and I had a sink. Now it doubles as both wet plate and silver printing, and also platinum and cyanotype printing. I had these shelves built, or sliders built for screens, but as you probably guessed, I'm not exactly in production mode at the moment. I just had my enlarger aligned, so that's pretty cool. I can get to work. Here I've got the dregs of bottom of a collodion bottle, and you know, just all the typical things of a wet plate and silver darkroom. Reels for processing film. That is a funnel for silver, and a little tank used to measure the specific gravity, and a whole bunch of other things. I'm a little jealous of Scott's darkroom, which is a lot neater, a lot bigger. The best thing about this darkroom is this new pad I got, which really helps. Okay, so let's go into the main space. Also a mess, please forgive me. So this is my studio. It used to be 3 studios, and now it's just one. This is a wave wall that is part of, sorry, I'm just grasping for words. That's part of Maharam Digital Projects. It's one of my photographs that's been enlarged to become wallpaper. And this is where I do the digital part of my work, which is not as minimal as you might think. Yes, I broke down what an Epson P800. It's really fantastic. Not that I know how to use it that well, but I have some people who I work with who do. Some prints from the West. A platinum printer, which I sort of taught myself how to make platinum prints, but I think maybe I need a refresher course with Scott. Some big tables that were gifted to me from a lab that closed down. A huge crate from my exhibition at the Peabody Essex Museum in 2009 that I kept. So this is a tintype that I made of John Coffer, one of the first tintypes I ever made. It's on Japan steel, which is pretty cool. We Japanned that ourselves. This is the platinum print that I made of that same image that's now wallpaper. And here's another platinum print, which is a lot of reflection. Sorry about that. These are actually 2 prints that are spliced together to create one image. This is from the Untitled Silhouette series that was based on Maya Bridges' study of the human figure in motion. And my particular take on it was to isolate one movement out of each selection, like each like a, I don't know what they're called. I guess they're prints that have multiple movements in them, and I selected one in order to sort of illustrate how women were depicted in the 19th century, and also to talk about women's work in capitals. And the nude figure was used by Meyerabridge, so I duplicated that and the stance, and I silhouetted it in order to really mask the details, to drive home the point that you weren't going to see the nudity of these women very easily. You'd have to get up close, and you'd have to really look at these images. As you could see here, they're not 100% like physically accurate, but close enough for my purposes. Here we've got some reproduction cameras with original brass lenses. This is actually an original French wet plate camera. This is an original Century camera. Oh no, this is not the Century camera. This is the Steichen camera that's engraved with his initials. Other paraphernalia of wet plating. Some photographs by other people. One of my earliest pictures. Another early photograph by me. And just something that happened to be in the studio that made me think that it was meant to be me. Mine. All right, are you bored yet? 6 minutes, it's a little too long. Well, thanks for visiting, and maybe I'll be able to make a wet plate soon and show you what that's like. Here I am sunning my silver in not a glass bottle.